So I've had a project brewing in the back of my head for a while. Rotten trucks are everywhere in New York. And they're about as cheap as they're going to get right now, I think. At some point, they got to start going back up. But I kind of had my eye out on Marketplace for a good deal. Something that that really caught my eye. And I found a drive-by cable 4/8, which should spin to the moon with a short stroke on Marketplace for $350. And that was everything, oil pan to intake, throttle body, injectors, all that stuff, with the full harness, fuse box, and PCM, all that stuff, ready to drop in. And I've got a Bluetooth dongle where I can tune LS stuff for free without any HP tuners credits or anything. So it's a pretty nice bang for the buck.
Wow, what's this? An LS with a 5-speed? Well, this thing's still getting an EFI 383 with a 6-speed, all forwards ready for nitrous. This thing already has the 8.1 with a ZF6 6-speed. This thing, no, that's still front-wheel drive. Just broke the record for the fastest front-wheel drive without a turbo nitrous. 1329 at 101. But rear wheel would be a lot more fun. That's where this 4.8 NV3500 comes into play. That thing would make a great drift beater. Took some measurements, and this thing has about 2 inches to spare from the radiator support to the firewall to fit that 4.8. The 4.8's too tall. It is like 5 inches too tall in its current form to fit under the hood. You can always go cowl hood, but I can take like 2.5 inches out of the oil pan with an F-body pan and get a low profile intake manifold. Look better anyway. And maybe keep it under the stock hood, because I'm planning on using the same 5x100 bolt pattern. Get some Moser custom axles made for the Blazer rear end. The Blazer rear end's the right width. Have this thing look basically factory, but turn the back tires instead of the front tires. So like I said, this thing's a little too tall as is. So this low RPM torque truck intake ain't gonna work. But I did already buy an LS7 cam. It's supposed to drop right in here, give me a bunch more lift, bunch more duration. The short stroke of this 4.8 should sing pretty nice, and it's not going to be too crazy. I can still control it with the stock PCM and be able to tune that with my phone and Tuner Pro like I did with the truck. I turned on power enrichment and added some spark. The thing only had like 18 degrees of spark. But I can do all that stuff for free without having to buy any HP tuners credits or EFI Live or any of that kind of shit. So it'll be a free tune that I can tune through Tuner Pro, data log through Tuner Pro, just like I did all my old BD1 stuff with the Beretta. But going to keep this a budget project. This was a free 5-speed for my neighbor. He went 6-speed in his old C10. I actually have a video of him doing burnouts with this transmission in another video on the channel. I'll link to that. But he went T56 because I raved about how I love the T56 and the Camaro. Now I got a free 5-speed to pair with this 4.8 and burn some tires off the back of the Beretta. As far as the rear suspension, plan is to use coil springs in the stock location, not have to mess with the body itself, the unibody part of the car, and make some lower control arms that go right to the mounts for the front torque arm here, or the torsion beam, I mean. So there's where the torsion beam bolts into the stock body. Obviously, fuel tank's got to go, and there's some other stuff. But yeah, I've got to do a transmission crossmember, obviously, to make it rear wheel. cut the floor, make room for it, all that stuff. But with just a lower control arm on each side to locate it front to back, put the power to the ground, and then a torque arm to keep it from axle wrapping, I'll just make an extra mount on the transmission mount for the torque arm, and it should be a pretty simple suspension setup that should be really good as far as actual functionality with minimal effort. There's the spring location on the body itself. There's the mount that could be my lower control arm. Just weld a coil spring mount on the leaf spring rear end from the Blazer. Make it happen.